Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the, what's today? Second. I should know. This is the day before my birthday. Anyways, 2nd of April, 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. Now, I didn't think tonight's Smackdown was a bad show at all. Didn't think it was great or anything, but I just felt like it lacked as far as like news and stuff. Like it wasn't that newsworthy other than I guess we're getting a street fight type stipulation added to the IC title match at Mania. Corbin and McIntyre will fight on Monday. And we'll talk about it when we get there. What did Apollo say? Drum fight? Dog fight? What? Chum fight? I don't even know. We'll talk more about it as we get in there. But I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, if you're watching here on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, you guys can subscribe to the channel here on Twitch one of two different ways. You can be like Broken King Slender just did and subscribe at tier 1. Give us a tier 1 subscription as he has done now for 9 months. Really do appreciate that, my guy. 9 months at tier 1. But if you say, I don't got money, but I got Amazon Prime, you can subscribe with Amazon Prime because Amazon Prime gives you a free subscription with Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you one free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And we'd greatly appreciate it if you use that one subscription on us right here, PW Unlimited. On the flip side, if you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either with a super chat or a super sticker donation in the live chat. All super chat donations do get read live on the air, or you can subscribe to the channel as a channel member. Channel members get early access to some exclusive news and early access to non-news videos, plus channel members also get to use emojis in the live chat and they also get a cool badge next to their name. But with that, we're here to talk about Friday Night Smackdown. So let's get going. Friday Night Smackdown kicks off with a recap of everything that's gone on with the Universal Championship match at WrestleMania as far as Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan are concerned. And then Edge opened up the show with just a fire promo. Like, this promo was electric. This promo was amazing. Edge made his way down to the ring to start off SmackDown, and you noted that everything that happened at Fastlane and last week didn't need to happen. Edge felt that Bryan weaseled his way into the main event. He was excited to team with Bryan at Fastlane, but that wasn't enough for Daniel Bryan. Edge said that he was so worried about Roman Reigns they didn't see Bryan manipulating his way into this match. He mocked Bryan for his suggestion last week. Edge noted that he looked into a mirror and said, I should have seen this coming. Someone trying to get an opportunity, trying to take an opportunity. That's who I am. The rated R superstar. He's back. I'm not going to let this happen anymore. He mocked Adam Pearce for adding Bryan to the main event. Edge then demanded that they put the graphic up on the screen showing all three guys. Edge admitted that he snapped at Fastlane, and last week he finally woke up. Edge pointed out that he had the opportunity to hit Roman Reigns and Bryan with the concerto, but he didn't. He promised that next time, though, he won't mess up. He won't miss. He will do it. He jumped out of the ring and stared at the graphic on screen. I thought this was just an amazing promo to open up tonight's show. I thought this was great. Michael Cole then would announce on commentary that, Daniel Bryan's in this main event at WrestleMania, but will he make it there? Because tonight he takes on main event Jey Uso in our main event in a street fight. From the back, Kayla Braxton approached Edge, like Edge didn't already say enough. Braxton noted that Edge didn't mention Bryan taking on Uso in a street fight tonight. He said that most people assume Uso's role is to injure Bryan and maybe even take him out of the match at WrestleMania. Edge noted that he doesn't care if Bryan gets beat senseless tonight or not. Next up, we had a 8-man tag team match. It was the tag team champions Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode teaming with the Alpha Academy to take on the Street Profits and the Mysterios. This match was really good, And everybody looked good going into next week's WrestleMania Smackdown. No, Smackdown WrestleMania is what they called it, with the tag team titles on the line in a fatal four-way. If you guys are unaware, next week's SmackDown is a WrestleMania-sized SmackDown that they are calling SmackDown WrestleMania. On that show, not at WrestleMania, will be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, as well as a fatal four-way for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Before this match started, Chad Gable and Otis promised to win the tag titles next week. Gable noted that they're doing it for the Academy. Ziggler and Rude did an inset interview as they walked down to the ring. They promised to retain the tag titles and then go on to be the champions. They said they will retain the tag titles on WrestleMania SmackDown or SmackDown edition of WrestleMania. I don't know. I think they said the WrestleMania edition of SmackDown. Michael Cole kept calling it WrestleMania SmackDown. Anyways, Ray and Dominic also did an inset video. They hope to be the first ever father-son duo to win tag team gold. And then, of course, Street Profits did one as well. They vowed to regain the tag titles next week in the Fatal 4-Way. The babyfaces had the early advantage and ran wild on the heels. They cleared the ring and sent the heels to the floor as something is in my eye. Power through. Ray then caught Ziggler with senton on the apron, and Dominic followed this up with a dive as well. Montez Ford hit a dive on the other side of the ring on Otis. Back from a break, Angelo Dawkins got the tag and hit a series of suplexes. Dawkins missed a splash in the corner, but he recovered. The heels took over, while Otis rocked Dawkins with a clothesline on the apron. The heels isolated Dawkins and cut him off in their side of the ring. Otis and Dawkins collided at one point right in the middle of the ring for a double down spot. Ford got the tag and hit a series of drop kicks onto the heels. He then hit a standing moonsault on Gable, but Ziggler broke up the pin attempt. When Rey Mysterio, can't just say Mysterio, you gotta say Rey Mysterio, went for the 619, but Rude pulled Rey to the floor. Rey then fought back and sent Rude into the barricade. Dominic then pulled Ziggler to the floor on the other side of the ring. Ford attempted a frog splash, but Gable avoided it. He then hit a rolling German suplex on Ford. Otis then hit a splash off the second ropes to pick up the victory. The heels winning big tonight. I mean, it would be cool, really cool, to see the Mysterios winning next week. I think that's something we could see happening. In the back, Paul Heyman approached Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Heyman wanted to add a stipulation to tonight's street fight. He said Uso cannot be held responsible for anything that happens to Bryan in the street fight. Pearce says Pearce was about to speak when Deville cut him off and just agreed. Pearce seemed a little surprised and perturbed. Next up, we had a segment with Seth Rollins and Cesaro hyping up their WrestleMania match. They recapped Cesaro giving Rollins a giant swing backstage last week. Corey Graves interviewed Rollins and Cesaro in the ring. Graves pointed out that this is Cesaro's first singles match at WrestleMania, and I didn't know that. I did not know that this is the first time that Cesaro is having a singles match at WrestleMania. I mean, he's won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, been in the match multiple times. He successfully defended the tag team titles at WrestleMania 31, and so forth. He also unsuccessfully defended the Raw tag team titles against Braun Strowman and Nicholas at WrestleMania. I want to say that was 34. Anyways, Cesaro noted that he has to win at WrestleMania 37 and that he can't fail. He promised not to fail several times. Rollins pointed out that it's WrestleMania season. They can't shake him. He went on to list all his WrestleMania accomplishments along with other memorable moments. Cesaro promised to defeat Rollins. Rollins laughed and claimed that he's unshakable. Cesaro agreed that he might be unshakable, but he's not unswingable. Rollins snapped and got in Cesaro's face. Cesaro taunted Rollins and told him to take a swing. Rollins was furious, but slowly backed off and left the ring. It was all right. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. In the back, Carmella was warming up when Nia Jax, Shane and Bazeller, and Reginald walked by her. Reginald whispered in Jax's ear. Jax then told Carmella that she didn't treat Reginald right. Carmella was confused, and the tag team champions walked off. Next up, we had Natalya versus Shane and Bazeller. What the fuck was this? I get it. You want to give somebody else a win over the tag team champions before we go into WrestleMania because, spoiler alert, titles will be on the line night 2, multi-team match night 1 to determine the contenders. But regardless, this was bullshit. The match was so short that I didn't even see it happen. I looked away for less than a minute. And in no time at all, Natalya just pinned Bazeller. This was very short, and the match had no time to build the fucking anything. Bazeller briefly had the advantage, and Natalya fought back and used an inside cradle. Like, what the hell? After the match, Jackson Bazeller brawled with Natalya and Tamina, but then the Riot Squad would run out to join the brawl. Suddenly, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke would run out before Lana and Naomi would also run out as well. Eventually, Natalya and Tamina recovered and beat down Naomi and Lana to end the segment. They also teased Carmella being involved in all this because Billie Kay would walk up. Carmella was watching from the back. Billie Kay would walk up and go to give Carmella the resume, and Carmella kind of shushed her off, and then said, wait, let me see that. So maybe Carmella and Carmella and Peyton Royce? No. Carmella and Billie Kay. I'm retarded. Carmella and Billie Kay teaming up, challenge for the tag titles, maybe getting that multi-team tag match. I don't know because we saw Carmella later. There was no mention of this and the Billie Kay thing and the tag titles. I don't know what that whole thing was about. It made no sense. But in the back, Sami Zayn was setting the red carpet up when he greeted Logan Paul. He piped in fake crowd noise as fans popped Paul's appearance. We go to the ring, and Sami's in the ring, and he introduces Logan Paul. Logan Paul comes down as Sami Zayn's dancing in the ring. Zayn introduced Paul, and Zayn said that he's happy that Logan Paul is interested in his documentary and believes in him. Logan Paul seemed very nervous at the start of this. Paul thanked Sami for having him and noted that he's excited to see this evidence. Zayn then invited Paul to be his guest at WrestleMania as well. Zayn showed the trailer. The trailer was hilarious, I'll say that for sure. I mean, the documentary was rated T for truth. Pretty funny. Zayn was great in the trailer, portraying a wild conspiracy theorist character. Zayn then asked Paul for some thoughts. Paul said he liked it, but noted that he spoke with Kevin Owens earlier. Owens told Paul that he's known Sami Zayn for years, and he's a conspiracy theorist. Paul noted that Owens thinks Zayn is very delusional. Zayn said that he doesn't care what Kevin Owens has to say and wants to know Paul's thoughts. Paul admitted that Zayn put a lot of effort into that trailer. Suddenly, Owens would jump into the ring and hit Sami Zayn from behind with a stunner. Owens then put his hands on Paul, but then walked away. Kind of a meh segment. The low of the show, I think. Well, actually, no, it's not the low of the show. The low of the show is that women's tag segment with Shane and Bazeller. Second low of the show. Not the low of the show. In the back, Edge approached Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Edge promised, I'm going to be at ringside tonight. I'm going to join commentary, and I'm going to watch Daniel Bryan's street fight. Kevin Owens was interviewed in the back, where he was jumped by Sami Zayn and beat the F down. Like, he was beat down. Beat down. Michael Wallace, happy birthday. Your birthday is the day before mine. Going forward, they recapped Bianca Belair slapped to Sasha Banks last week. Taylor Braxton interviewed Belair before her match. She was asked if she was worried about slapping her. She was asked if she was worried about splitting her focus with this match tonight against Carmella and WrestleMania coming up. Belair said that she knows the real Sasha Banks now. Eventually, she knew it was going to come out, and she slapped it out of her. Belair mocked Carmella and blamed her for having to deal with Reginald. Carmella jumped Banks as she No, Carmelo jumped Belair as she entered into the ring. I don't know why I wrote Banks. Carmelo then beat Belair around the ringside before the match even started. Belair grabbed her arm, and Cole noted, may have been an injury. Oh my God, Belair may have suffered an injury. And then we never really heard about it again through the entire match. After a commercial break, the match had actually started during that break, and Carmelo was firmly in control. Carmelo tried tie Belair's hair into the bottom rope and beat her down. Belair fought back and rocked Carmelo with a shoulder block. Belair fired up and hit a dropkick to take over. Belair attempted a handspring splash, but Carmelo rolled out of the way. She followed this up with a super kick for a near fall. Carmelo yelled at Belair, but Belair fired up. She then hit the kiss of death, the KOD, to pick up the victory. After the match, Sasha attempted to jump Belair from behind, but Belair saw Banks jumping in the ring, and they had a stare down. It was all right. Going forward, the recap, King Corbin attacking Drew McIntyre on Monday Night Raw before Corbin cut a promo. Corbin stated that he will be facing Drew McIntyre this Monday on Monday Night Raw. He's going to take out the Scottish superstar that he, at one point, spent a whole year with on the red brand. He said after he defeats and takes out Drew McIntyre, he's coming for Bobby Lashley, the Almighty One, and the title at WrestleMania. And I forgot about the whole Drew McIntyre with Corbin thing. It was when Corbin was leading a little group with McIntyre and Strowman. And yeah, I guess you could say it did last almost a full year. So when you really think about it, there is a little backstory-ish to all this. So then we get something that I'm kind of confused about, but not too confused about. Apollo Crews spoke in the back about his match with Big E at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. He would then go on to challenge Big E to add a stipulation to the match. And eventually it was told to me on social media, hey, this is a drum fight. But drum fight is not what I heard. I heard a couple different things. I was like, wait, did he say dog fight? And then I thought he said junk fight. But then apparently it was told to me on Twitter, no, you're wrong in both regards. It's drum fight. And I go, thinking to myself, now, not to be rude or anything, but because of the accent, I couldn't understand it. Couldn't understand what he fights. First, I thought he said Nigerian dog fight. And then I was like, wait, no? What? And then he said it again, and I thought I heard Nigerian junk fight. And that's what I heard. Nigerian junk fight. And then, like I said, I was corrected. It's drum fight, which basically a street fight, falls count anywhere, no rules. Wants to defeat Big E for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, who the fuck is going to care about this match? Like, Crews has to win, or no one will ever take him serious again. This is, I think, Apollo Crews' 7th shot at Big E's Intercontinental Championship. Not even like a shot at the Intercontinental Championship with other people as well. No, 7 times he's challenged Big E, and 6 times he's lost. He has to win at Mania. He has to. But with that, we got our main event next. It was Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso, street fight. Pretty good. Pretty good. Both worked hard to tell a great story. Michael Cole and Corey Graves also did a great job putting over the fact that Daniel Bryan has been more aggressive more aggressive late than in recent history. Bryan jumped into the ring and started brawling with Uso right away. They fought around ringside and even in front of commentary desk, with Bryan kind of yelling something at Edge saying, don't talk to me, and Uso threw Bryan into the barricade to take over. Uso got in Edge's face, and Uso told him, hey, you need to go, or Edge told Uso, hey, you need to go focus. Uso would then grab a chair and tried to bring it into the ring, but Bryan cut him off with a sliding drop kick. Bryan attempted a suicide dive, but Uso hit him with a chair. Uso then put Bryan's leg in the chair and attempted to splash off the top. Bryan moved out of the way and destroyed Uso's leg with a chair shot. Suddenly, the music of Roman Reigns would hit, and Roman Reigns would come out just to sit and watch this match. After a commercial break, Bryan was firmly in control as he rocked Uso with kicks in the corner. Bryan attempted a running drop kick, but Uso caught him with a super kick. Uso placed the chair in the corner and threw Bryan into the chair. Uso brought in a chair and hit Bryan in the face with it. He then hit a splash off the top rope for a close near fall. Uso became frustrated. He attempted a suplex on the steel steps, but Bryan reversed it into a suplex of his own. Bryan grabbed the chair and destroyed Uso with chair shots. Bryan stared at Edge as he slammed Uso's head onto the announce table. Bryan then hit a missile dropkick and followed this up with some yes kicks. Bryan grabbed the chair and wrapped it around Uso's arm. Bryan then hit Uso with a series of elbows. No. I read that wrong. Bryan grabbed the chain, wrapped it around his own arm, and then gave some elbows with the chain to the neck collar area of Jey Uso. He then would apply the yes lock to pick up the victory. Bryan would then quickly jump out of the ring and run after Edge, hitting him with a running knee. He then repeatedly slammed Edge's head into the ring post, knocking Edge out. Bryan and Reigns then had a brief little stare down before Bryan walked up the ramp. Reigns threw the chair at Bryan, but he moved out of the way. Bryan then hit the running knee to Reigns and applied the yes lock before officials and referees had to run down to pull Bryan off. Bryan jumped back in the ring and did the yes chant as SmackDown went off the air. They're making Daniel Bryan look really, really strong going into next week's go-home show, which unfortunately in WWE terms means Bryan ain't winning, which we assumed. But with that, an interesting episode of SmackDown. Not a great episode, but not a bad episode. Not a bad episode either. So with that, I want to see what you guys thought of tonight's SmackDown. I didn't run the polls. We could throw a poll up really fast. What did you think of SmackDown? Check out the polls while we read our text messages. I liked it. It was right. I didn't. And we'll get this poll going. Liked it. Right. All right. And the final one, I didn't like it. Okay, both polls are live. We will check those in a few minutes. But with that, we do have some text messages to read here. Remember, if you want to be part of the show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. First text message says, John Cena has been part of every WrestleMania since 2004. And missing this year's will be the first Mania Cena has missed in his entire WWE career. What an impressive streak. I mean, it's whatever. There is still a way for him to be involved because apparently, because he is filming a show, he is considered essential business and doesn't have to quarantine coming out over going into Canada. Yet he is taking the risk of accidentally catching it, though, while he's gone. First says, have you seen that they are building the set for... I saw it earlier on Twitter. No, I did not see that. I do have a contact inside Raymond James Stadium that I talked to today. They said WWE's people are working on the set and stuff, but didn't really have an update on how it might look. Try and look for that really fast. Did we get pictures? Yeah, see. All right, yeah. This goes with what he told me today, that construction is so early on that you can't really tell what it's going to look like. So there's really nothing to report on with this drone shot. It does look like the stage may be just a big pirate ship, but we'll have to wait and see. Next text message here states, do you think Mysterio's win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships? It's a shame Dominic's first Mania moment is on SmackDown. Yes and yes. I think they do win the tag titles next week, and I do think it's a shame. It says, does Rock and or Cena go into the Hall of Fame when Mania moves to Los Angeles? Who knows? I have no clue. It says, Vince and Bruce need to go. Jeremy Johnson. Okay. Why is the only Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown Battle Royal and SmackDown Tag Team Championships will not be on WrestleMania? I don't know. I honestly don't know why they're doing that. There's room to do them. Put them on the pre-shows for WrestleMania, but apparently they don't want pre-show matches at all. Chris says, who do you think will win the women's tag team number 1 contenders match at night 1 of WrestleMania? Well, it depends on who's actually in that match. Because technically, that match is not supposed to be announced till Monday. Spoiler alert. Another person says, is it just me, or has Roman Reigns never competed in singles matches on SmackDown since capturing the Universal Championship? That's the gimmick. That's the gimmick. He only competes when he has to, when he's contractually obligated to defend his title at a pay-per-view. He doesn't compete on SmackDown in singles matches because he doesn't have to. That's the gimmick. Also, this person says, which team do you see winning the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania? I don't know. Honestly, they've done such a bad job with those titles, I could care less. And finally, this last person says, who do you think wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? Something tells me it's King Corbin again if I saw all the names in it correctly. I can see Corbin winning, but I can also see either Shinsuke. So if I picked 3, Corbin, Nakamura, or Jey Uso, I'm going to put Corbin as a nyeh because he's won it already in the past, but I could see Nakamura or Jey Uso winning that. And if I had to pick a person right now for next week's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown, I'll go main event Jey Uso. Let's check our polls, though, before we do wrap up on Twitch. 83% of you thought that SmackDown was just all right, and 17% liked it, with nobody disliking it, so that's good to see. As far as YouTube does go, 58% of you did like tonight's SmackDown, 32% thought it was all right, and 10% did not like the show. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, you can follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. Also, remember to follow our website, pwunlimited.co, for all the latest breaking news, as sometimes, like this morning with the Chris Jericho news, it went up on our website before it actually went up as a video here on YouTube. Also, guys, I will be live a little bit later tonight, possibly within the next hour or so, on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. I'll be playing Fortnite with some friends. Have a great night. Hopefully I see some of you a little bit later tonight. If not, I'll see you guys Monday for Monday Night Raw. Have a good one, guys. All right. If you're still here on Twitch,